everyone. Welcome to TV Talk with Natasha and Kimberly. I am Kimberly. That is Natasha. Say hi, Natasha.
Hi.
All right, everybody. And today we are going to review for you the newest episode of Game of Thrones and the newest episode of The Following. So which one should we start with first, Natasha?
Game of Thrones.
Yes, of course. That was a silly shame on me for asking. So on Game of Thrones, we finally saw the long-awaited Purple Wedding. And I haven't read the books, and I think Natasha, you haven't read the books either, right?
Nope.
Yeah. So
I have my reasons.
I am. We both do, and they're similar reasons. But I don't. So I didn't know it was coming. And I have to give kudos to my friends out there because I must talk about how I can't stand. Spoiler alert, everybody! But I talk about how I can't stand Joffrey every single minute I can, and nobody spoiled it for me. And I'm sorry to say that I enjoyed watching that.
The entire time as he was choking, I had to think, wait, is someone really going to save him? Is he still going to be alive after this? Because I knew it was coming because I Wikipedia'd it like years ago, but I couldn't remember how. And so just him choking, I'm like, wait, is this it? Is this it? Like, is it happening right now? Is he really dying? Oh my gosh.
I had no
Yeah.
clue.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh yeah. But just the lead up to that was just pure brilliance. I mean, Joffrey was just acting a douche like he usually does, and it was like he was taking it to a whole nother level with Tyrion being his cupbearer. And Cersei, of course, her first reaction is, "You did it. You killed my boy." I'm like, dude, Joffrey just made him the cupbearer. He had nothing to do with this, okay?
Yeah, it's funny to me like why they would think because everybody there was drinking wine, but only one person ate that pie, and that as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, they poisoned the pie because he's the only person that was eating it. I didn't even think about the like wine because everybody was drinking the wine. So
But it was as soon as I guess he finished drinking the wine or something that he started choking. And maybe it wasn't the wine. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was the pie. And it's one of those things where I feel like every wedding that happens on this show just expects something bad to happen. Well, in this case, it was long overdue, unfortunately, good thing. It's like I mean, I try not to wish for people's deaths. I mean, it's just wrong all the way around. But good grief. I mean, Joffrey had it coming since day one. I mean, just the things that he said, just the cool things that he would do to his family. And I'm kind of surprised that not Tyrion, but Tywin didn't really say anything this time. But I guess it wasn't really his place. I mean, it was his wedding. I don't know. It wasn't like it was Tyrion's wedding and Joffrey was being a douche like he was, disrespecting him on his wedding day. Maybe that's why Tywin said something versus Joffrey on his wedding day, saying whatever he wanted to say. And the little play that he put on with
that was horrible.
That was horrible. And yeah, I felt bad for the actors, even though they were hired to play Joffrey's actors in a way. It was just oh my gosh, that was just wrong all the way around.
And how he keeps bringing up Rob in front of, it's like, why? I don't know. He's just such a jerk. And you know what'll be interesting is who succeeds him. Like, is it his little brother? Because they showed his little brother there, or
it's just really interesting at this point, just because unfortunately Marjorie didn't get a chance to consummate the marriage again. Wait, this happened with what's his face in season 2. So it just seems like she has this luck of picking kings or potential kings and them dying before the wedding night. yeah, that's just wow. I feel bad for her. I'm like, I would rather have her as queen. And I just wanted to smack Cersei, because Marge trying to do a good thing when all the way around it will help Joffrey, rule the kingdom and have people look on him favorably, so to speak. And then you're going to turn around out of spite to just say, oh, well, I wanted the leftover food to go to the kennels versus to the poor people. I'm like, really? Really? How is that helping your son?
I don't understand her at all. She's just like bitter. She's bitter
Yeah,
because
she's bitter. She's just bitter, and she's hating, and she's even having some words with Brienne, and Brienne didn't really deny that she wasn't in love with Jamie. So who knows what that's gonna be like? But I'll ship Brienne and Jamie long before I would ship Jamie and Cersei, because that's just gross. So yeah, I mean, Jamie's a jerk in a lot of ways, but he did show a lot of growth in the last season. So I feel like he can change if he wanted to, and it's very interesting that Bronn was having a practice sword fight with him, and he can barely fight. That's not good.
well, he can barely fight with that hand. Yeah, I mean, it would take some time though. It will be interesting to see if he actually sticks up for his brother because it seems like him and
Yeah,
they're close. Versus Cersei, you just can't stand the sight of him. So it'd be interesting to see if he believes him that he didn't do it. And so who do you think set him up? I mean, I'm thinking it's the Donish. Was it the Darnish?
the jester,
No,
because he
not the
tried to take.
Jester. The prince, the second prince who's visiting. What's his name?
Oh, Oberon.
Yes,
It
because didn't
wouldn't
he threaten
surprise me.
something? Didn't
It
he?
wouldn't surprise me. Granted, I think Marjorie probably wanted to arrange something to happen to Joffrey. I think though she wanted to happen after they had consummated the marriage before it happened. So I just don't know.
Yeah, there's probably a long list of
Yeah,
people
it's
that
a
would.
long list, okay? Now, we didn't see any of the characters that were featured in the first episode, which is fine because this was a major event and something major happened. But can we just talk about at the beginning of the episode where Ramsay was chasing after this poor girl, hunting her like she was an animal,
Yeah, he's
and
insane.
then six the dogs on her, and Reek is just he's just gone. Although um, when he was trying to shave Ramsay, and Ramsay mentioned Rob and him dying, he hesitated for a second, but then he had to, bring it back a little bit and be like, okay, yeah, yes, sir, I'm this, I'm that, I'm Meek, yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, Ramsay's dad though, he was like, you kind of screwed up, but you gave me a nugget, so I'll let you hunt, the Stark kids that seem to be alive after all. Um, I was talking on the Black Geeks podcast about this past episode, and we also talked about the fact that I don't read the books and why, and just series not finishing when they need to. It was like, should we invest our time in something that's not done yet, and that kind of a thing. So yeah, shout out to them. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy's insane, and his dad doesn't seem to have any control over him. Ramsey, I mean, he's just, I,
Bolton is
and
his dad.
he gets, he's like Joffrey in the way that I think he just gets off in torturing people, like what he did to Theon. It's just,
Reek.
well, I mean, his name was I don't know. I mean, he's still
Yeah.
Theon.
Yeah.
What he did to him, and he just it doesn't even phase him. Like it didn't even phase him hunting down that girl. So it's like, oh great. So we take one that is like completely screwed up, and you hate him, and every time you see him, you're like, oh, where are you going to? And he finally dies, and then here comes another one. Like it's just.
Yeah, it's like when can we see him die? It's
Yeah,
like
Ramsey's
it's
got to
like I
go.
yeah, Randy's got to go, and it's like I hate saying that. I hate saying someone needs to die. Maybe they should just go away or something, but I don't know. Oh, and can we say Shay hopefully is finally gone? Can we say that? I hope she's
Yeah,
gone.
that I felt bad watching
No,
that.
she needs to go. She was
I
doing stupid stuff, and she needed to go.
I know, but like that had to be hard to hear. Like I don't know. I felt bad for her. He's like,
Look, he tried to be nice about it and be like, you need to leave. I know you think you're not afraid of my family, but you need to be. Especially after hearing what happened to Rob. No. I don't want to take that chance. I love you, but if you feel like I'll be safe away, then that's what I'm going to do. So she needed to go. She had to be told in a not so nice way that she needed to go, and hopefully it sank in. For some reason, I just have a feeling that she really didn't leave, and that she's going to get herself killed because of it. I hope I'm wrong, but if she did come back or managed to sneak back, then it's her own fault.
yeah, and since Joffrey's dead and Cersei's in the warpath, and I wouldn't be surprised. So I hope she's gone too.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Mm.
Well,
Yeah, can we talk about Bran real quick?
yeah,
That he got a vision and seemed like we saw some dragons flying over the city. So we'll see how that goes.
yeah. Braum is just I don't know, something of an enigma to me. Like, I mean, I get like why he wants to be in his wolf's body and whatnot, but I don't really understand him as a person. Like, I don't really understand what's going on with him. Um, how he can. I mean, I understand why he sees through why he can see through his wolf's eyes and kind of take over, but why he has visions, I don't completely understand.
And it just makes you wonder if that's really a product of his fall, or would that have been developed in him anyway, and the fall triggered it? Like, that'll be interesting to really, I hope they kind of explore that.
Yeah,
And
me
can we
too.
say hi to Hoder? Hi, Hoder. Hoder. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much
Yeah,
it
that's
for Game
pretty
of
much
Thrones. That's
it.
the major stuff anyway. I mean,
It's all the stuff that we care about and all the stuff
yeah,
you
it's all
guys
this.
might not
Yeah,
care
okay.
about.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um,
We'll see
so
what happens next week. Lord have mercy. Oh.
right, we'll
Mm.
see Cersei's on the warpath. So let's get to the
Percy, sit
following.
down. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get to following.
Uh, so the episode was called "The Reaping."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez. Ryan, Ryan just okay.
I mean, he pretty much made Lily's job a heck of a lot easier. I'm not gonna lie, just because he practically took out half of Joe's squad by the time Lily got there, and Lily's goons finished them off pretty much. Although I have to say that Lily kind of screwed up a perfect opportunity to get more followers by killing the ones that were unarmed. I mean, really?
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. But then Ryan is like a one man show here. I mean, it's like wait for backup, man. Like, why are you doing? Oh, he's just playing a dangerous game. He was playing a dangerous game.
Well,
Um,
well, not only that, like he attempted to shoot Joe, and you should have known it wouldn't have worked. And look how high he was. Really? Oh, and can we just? It's just so funny though, just because that guard that was like, "Yeah, you caught." Now, no, dude, he wanted
yeah,
to get caught. Really?
exactly.
Don't get yourself up a little bit here. No, he wanted to get caught.
I like how Lily told Mark to man up. Basically, she's like,
Well,
he needs to, but she was all like, okay, this act was cute when you were
yeah,
younger,
right,
but it's time
right,
for you to
right.
man up. And he
Yeah,
all
but
frowned.
he should have. Yeah, yeah, he should have. Yeah, she should have listened to him now. Just saying.
Yep, and she got hers, and oh,
Mm,
Mike.
Mike, Mike, you turned to the dark side. And we knew it was coming. Like, you just had that feeling that he was just not gonna think about the law. He was gonna think about how ruthless. She killed his dad, and she just paid the price for it. And I'm just wondering how that's going to affect whatever kind of relationship he's going to have with Max. Like, I mean, we had a little bit of an Eminem moment this week,
We
but
did. She was trying to get him to open up, and I was like, Eminem.
yeah, she still couldn't talk him out of shooting Lily. So Ryan couldn't talk him out of it either. So
Because Ryan would have done the same thing if it was Joe Carroll.
true. It's like, Ryan, you wanted to get caught. You should have known that there was not going to be an opportunity to shoot the man. I mean, is it just because you wanted to interact with him? Although their dialogue, I just love their dialogue. Joe and Ryan, when they're together, James Purefoy and Kevin Bacon, that kind of chemistry is just awesome, and I love it, even though they're like adversaries. And it was a little disappointing, unfortunately. Is like, I really wanted to see a Lily and Joe showdown,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to get to see that because Mike took that away from me. Shame on you, Sean Ashmore.
Yeah, I wanted to see it too, but yeah, alas, we're not going to be able to. I like the dynamic between Ryan and Joe, and how he's saying, "You can't kill me, I can't kill you either," and it's his weak spot, just a lot like Claire is. Like, it's and you can see Emma getting annoyed with it, and he's all like, "Thanks for your unsolicited advice," but she's like, "We need to get out of here. You need to kill him, and we need to go." She's reason as much as reason as it can be.
Well, yeah.
He does not think clearly when it comes to Ryan or Claire, so you saw him get a little unhinged there.
Yeah, he did. And in fact, Claire kind of got on my nerves this episode. And in fact, I'm actually starting to change my mind a little bit about Carrie. Like, at first I thought I just wanted her to go, but she seemed to have some sense in this episode. So I have to give her kudos for that. I may be changing my mind. Yeah, more sense than Claire. I mean, at least, like, Claire wasn't physically on screen. She did, do a message that only Joe would understand. And yeah, Joe's a little like, what? Like, what? Claire? No. And Emma, you know how she is. She's gonna be like, are you for real? Like, is this really happening?
Oh, boy.
Claire, who I wanted to be Claire, not as far as like in her position as Joe's wife or partner, Yeah, that should be interesting. And the clips for the next few episodes, Mike in danger, and I'm very concerned for his safety.
Yeah, well, I would just like to see how he's going to get out of explaining why she was shot, because the FBI isn't just going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, especially if she was unarmed. Ooh, that's even worse.
They're going to have to lie about it.
Yeah, they're going to have to spin it. They're going to have to spin it.
Or he's going to be suspended if they don't. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I can't tell if Preston's father is really worried about him, or I'm sure he's really worried about him because it's his son, but he seems like, I don't know, there's something a bit disingenuous about it. Like, I feel like he's more concerned with making a spectacle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like the true concern for his son, which I don't know. I'm a little weirded out by that right there. So
it's kind of like a catch-22. I mean, you have your son that's kidnapped by a psychopath, and you're seeing him being forced, as someone who was raised to not kill people, actually kill someone. And so it's kind of like you're trying to waver, I guess, the faith in your relationship with Jesus and God. And so that it's again a catch-22. It's like you want to be faithful and talk about your religion, but at the same time you are concerned about your son could potentially get killed because of the fact that he
is your son,
is a Christian, is your son, and hopefully is also a Christian, trying to work his way through life with his own relationship with the Lord. So I mean, and I thought it was very interesting, the prayer that he when he prayed with Mike, although Mike was a little bit uncomfortable with it, and how that kind of, I felt like that was a little bit of foreshadowing. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I felt it was after. Yeah.
I mean, he did it.
Yeah,
whether he wants
especially
to
after
admit
what
it or
happened at
not.
the end of the episode, like he shot Lily. Yeah,
I know. I felt really, really bad for Preston. Like it was hard to watch. You know.
it was hard to watch. I mean, because he at first was going to die. At least he would have, died not killing someone, but at the same time, self-preservation. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, hopefully, I know I'm going to regret this, but I gotta think about my own survival, and I'm just gonna have to work that out later because otherwise, I'm not gonna see my family again. I just saw my girlfriend get killed. Um, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna affect him at this point. I don't know. Um, and it's not in a good way. He's definitely gonna need some help. What kind of help he receives, I hope that it's good enough for him to move on.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know if that's going to be the last that we see of him. And I think Joe's probably going to continue to take him around.
Hmm.
Um,
And
but
plus, yeah. Hmm.
we didn't see the because we didn't see his father see the video, did we? I don't think we did. So
I thought all of that was live.
because it was a little cam like it was a little camcorder he was recording on.
Uh, yeah, I
Um,
feel like Tilda, the plus size chick, is now like has moved up to videographer. Um, just because she's been filming a lot, and she apparently is going to lead the charge in whatever crusade Joe's got cooked up
in New York, yeah.
in New York. Oh yeah, so yeah, like, apparently from the previews, they're gonna hold hostage a church.
Are
I
they?
just, I, yeah, that's from the previews. Yeah, they're holding hostage a church. They're actually gonna start killing in a church.
That's right. That's right. I do remember seeing that. Um,
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I have to give kudos for the writers for having the balls to do it, but at the same time, I'm not that comfortable with it. I mean, I'm just gonna have to see how it plays out. But yeah,
I mean, well, I mean, I know what you mean too, but it's not comfortable to see people in a room getting killed regardless.
I mean, considering what just happened in the news in Kansas. Granted, it wasn't like a Christian church; it was still a Jewish,
Yes,
facility.
I did hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and and it's not the TV show's fault. Like if something happens to occur around the time that they've,
I'm sure they didn't plan that. I mean,
no, they didn't plan it. So I mean, I can't really. Yeah, that's yeah, that's just bad timing.
they're probably having this conversation on whether they should show that episode next week or skip a week. Somebody probably brought it to their attention. Um, but
I mean,
they filmed that
yeah, I mean they
not that long
filmed it
ago.
probably at least a while back. Like how would they know that something like that would happen? Although, I mean, considering how much stuff that we're not expecting to happen happens anyway, with a lot of mass shootings these days, I mean it's unfortunate and yeah. And it's kind of like if you do a show about it, are you at fault for trying to film something in retrospect of something happening? I don't know.
You know, this next episode's gonna be interesting. I mean, I don't hope that doesn't take up the entire episode because I really kind of want to see what happens to Mike. I want to see what happens to Luke and Mark when they find out. Like, are they caught? Um,
I have a feeling that it's like while Joe's doing his thing and Mike and Ryan are trying to stop Joe, Luke and Mark are going to sneak in and wreak havoc. I just have a feeling that's how it's going to go down. Like
because they're still in that
Lily,
area. I
yeah,
mean,
they're still in the area, but they're bound to find out what's happening, and still hide. And it's like I don't know if that will just make Mark snap and just go cray, even more so than he already is.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, I think you will.
because that was his mom, like not maybe not birth mom, but that was the woman that raised him, and he loved her like that was his mom. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I want to see how Claire factors into this. I want to see Joe unravel a little bit.
Yeah, I do want to see him unravel, and yeah, I keep on seeming like I'm having a loss of words here, but Claire, yeah, she's a wild card for sure, just because she definitely wants to kill Joe. She's definitely going about it in a way that concerns me, um, just for Ryan's sanity. Like, if she actually gets killed for real this time, like, I don't know if he can turn back from that.
No, that's gonna
And
mess him like.
and her putting herself in jeopardy like this because she wants to kill her husband or ex-husband, um, which in the end would be the good for everybody involved, just because then her son will potentially at least be able to live somewhat of a not at least not be afraid of his dad potentially trying to kidnap him. Although Joe's got followers again, so who knows? He's going to constantly be in danger, regardless of if Joe's alive or not, because there always that potential that someone's going to use the kid to try and mold him into what Joe was if he wasn't alive. And Joe would kidnap him to mold him to what he wants him to be, which is another serial psycho. So either way, little Junior is screwed.
Yeah, yeah, he is. Um, well, we will see what happens next week. Kind of looking forward to it. For both shows, for both
Yeah,
shows specifically. And
yeah.
I think, Game of Thrones is just getting started, but I think there's probably not that many more following episodes. Um,
No, the season finale I think is either the first week in May or the second or third week, something like that. It's in May. I don't remember the season finale date off the top of my head. We'll definitely make sure to maybe put that in the uh,
comments?
comments. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a wrap up show. Yeah, you think? Maybe
Yeah, we'll
compare it to
definitely
the
do a
first.
wrap up show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we're going to get going here, but I just want to, as always, let you know where you can find us. I'm at Anime23, sometimes at the Nerd Element. Natasha?
At Willcat12 and also as at the Nerd Element. We're probably going to need to talk about Agents of Shield too.
Yes, that deserves its own.
Yeah, and Once Upon a Time. Yeah, well, we're going to have to do specials of those two shows at some point, just because we do watch those shows.
Okay, guys, and Natasha, she live tweets most of the time, a lot from at the Nerd Element. So if you see some witty comments, that is her. That is not me. I am not as witty.
I try. It doesn't always work. I'm not gonna lie, but
She's good at it. She's just being modest, folks.
no, sometimes it's a hit or miss. And you can also check out our website, www.thenerdelement.com. We do have some articles, interviews, our YouTube shows. Like, especially if you're on Facebook, you can definitely comment via the website on our shows. So there you go.
All right, guys, we will see you next time.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.